The air is thick with humidity and the ground shakes beneath my feet. I've traveled back 10 million years in time to the late Miocene epoch, and it feels like stepping into the heart of a Jurassic Park movie. But this is real life, and around me roam some of the most magnificent and terrifying creatures that have ever roamed our planet, towering above me at almost 9 feet tall. Its tusks spread wide, like the letter M on a giant typewriter. The mammoth stegodon, an early relative of modern-day elephants, takes a few steps towards me. Growing louder by the second, a sense of dread washes over me. What can make such a sound? Then I see it. Emerging from behind a thicket of trees is the ancestor of modern-day lions. On the ground lies a large branch, and I grab it, holding it aloft like a spear. I stand frozen in place, my heart pounding in my chest. They are huge, much larger than the gorillas of today. Some are silverbacks, with impressive tusks protruding from their mouths. Others are young males still growing into their impressive frames. The gorillas offer to let me stay in their nest for the night, but I politely decline. I may not be able to defend myself against the creatures of this forest, but I don't want to be a burden to the gorillas. They respect my decision and guide me to a nearby cave. The forest floor is covered with lush ferns, and there is so much life here, and it is exhilarating to be a part of it. I feel a sense of safety among these gentle giants. I turn to see a large group of Gomphotheres lumbering towards me. Gomphotheres are ancestors of modern-day hippos, and they move with an awkward grace. Their tusks are shaped like scoops, and they use them to dig for plants to eat. I stand frozen in place as the Gomphotheres approach. They are massive, weighing up to 10 tons, and I am sure that they would trample me without hesitation. I can hear the roar of the Hyperolaris and the screech of an owl. I take this chance to slip past them and hide in the bushes. Every creature here has a role to play and is an important part of the balance of life. As I continue to explore this prehistoric world, I am filled with wonder and awe. I have seen creatures that are both terrifying and majestic, and I have learned that the natural world is full of beauty and danger. I may be just a small blip in the timeline of this world, but the experience I am gaining here is invaluable. I know that when I return to my own time, I will never forget what I've seen and learned here. As I watch, mesmerized by these strange creatures, I realize that I am just a small part of this vast ecosystem. The animals here are truly magnificent, and I feel humbled by their presence. I must venture out and explore the world. The gorillas have taught me a lot, but there is still so much to learn. With a newfound sense of determination, I leave the cave and start walking. I have no idea where I'm going, but I trust that I will find my way. Finally, as the first rays of sunlight peek through a crack in the cave wall, I drift off to sleep. Gorillas are known for their strength and intelligence, and I know that I am in good company. I can't believe that I managed to scare it away. Just then, a low growl rumbles in the forest. He peels it open with his bare hands and hands it to me. I take the fruit and eat it. It's sweet and delicious, and I feel a surge of gratitude for my new friends. The gorillas accept me into their troop, and for the next few hours, I learn about the forest from them. They show me where to find food and how to avoid dangerous creatures. I turn to see a large male gorilla emerging from the trees. He looks at me curiously and then gestures with his hand for me to follow him. Without hesitation, I do as he says. I may not be able to fight the Hyperolaris, but I can make it think twice before attacking me. As the huge cat approaches, I raise my makeshift weapon and shout at the top of my lungs. The hyena stops in its tracks and stares at me with wide eyes. For a moment, it seems as though it might charge me and rip apart with its bare paw. But thankfully, it decides against it and instead backs away slowly. Standing on 2 legs, it walks like a bear and has paws more like those of a dog. Its fur is the color of burnt umber and its tail is long and bushy. With each step it takes, the ground trembles, and when it lets out a roar, the forest echoes with the sound Its skin is gray and wrinkled, and its ears fanned out like those of a jumbo jet taking off. Standing at 10 feet tall and weighing over 700 pounds, this creature is an apex predator, and nothing is safe from its razor-sharp claws and teeth. To say that this cat is ferocious would be a horrific understatement. If it wants something, it'll hunt it down and kill it without hesitation. And I don't think it's hesitant to attack anything. It eyes me hungrily and slowly begins to advance. I can see its muscles rippling beneath its fur and its eyes gleaming with predatory intent. There's no doubt that if it catches me, I will be nothing more than a memory in the blink of an eye. I turn and run as fast as I can, hoping to escape its clutch. It's also hard to believe that we share a common ancestor with these wild animals. I know that if I do, it will see me, and the chase will become a deadly game of cat and mouse. I burst through a gap in the trees and find myself in a clearing. I can't outrun this beast forever, and I know that I must find a way to defend myself. But I am just a lone human from the future, with nothing but the clothes on my back. But I am not the first human to stumble upon this prehistoric landscape. Scattered among the ferns and cycads are stone tools and animal bones that have been cracked open. Here, primitive hominins have been living for hundreds of thousands of years. Unlike today's elephants, the males and females of this species have two distinct horns, which they use to slash and stab. One swipe from those tusks could easily send me sprawling. And although they are not carnivorous, I wouldn't want to be crushed by one of their massive 12-ton boats. Thankfully, the stegodon seems more interested in the foliage than in me. With a trunk raised high above its head, it scoops up leaves from a nearby bush and begins to munch on them. As I watch, mesmerized by the sheer size of the creature, another even more peculiar elephant emerges from the trees. This one is much smaller, no bigger than an African forest elephant, and instead of tusks, it has small incisor teeth that protrude from the front of its mouth. The tiny elephant trumpets loudly, sounding like a miniature version of Dumbo. This is the Maratherium, one of the ancestors of all modern-day elephants. These tiny elephants lived until about 6 million years ago. And although they were once thought to be quite vicious, recent studies suggest that they may have been gentle giants. It is amazing to think that these fantastic beasts are related to the small, mouse-like creatures we call proboscideans today. In the distance, I can hear the rhythmic thud of heavy footsteps. If the stegodon didn't terrify me enough, the Hyperoloris does the trick. As I pound the earth with my footsteps, I can hear the heavy breathing of the Hyperoloris close behind me. I dare not look back, but then I spot something that gives me hope. After what feels like an eternity, the hyena finally turns and disappears into the underbrush. We reach a clearing where several other gorillas are gathered. One of the older gorillas approaches me and offers me a banana. As the sun begins to set, I know that I must find a place to sleep. I curl up inside the cave and try to sleep, but the sounds of the forest keep me awake. When I wake up, I know that I cannot stay in this cave forever. As I walk, I begin to notice the beauty of this world. The trees are filled with colorful parrots and monkeys. Suddenly, I hear a loud crack. Thankfully, they seem more interested in the vegetation than in me. Although the landscape of today is vastly different from the world I left behind, the laws of nature are the same.